This particular trip I've played to my superpower as a trip organiser. I felt it was the best way to experience as much as possible as a solo traveller on a discovery tour in a new place in a short time. So beforehand, I researched the attractions, closing times, MRT, journey options, and virtually planned almost every detail. I don't always do this. Lately, I've been trying to be pretty relaxed about trips and just go with the flow. I used the Go City app to research attractions and purchased one of their exploration passes, giving me access into 7 attractions. The app was brilliant and easy to use. I definitely recommend it. I arrived into Singapore at 3:30 p.m. from London via a brief few hours in Dubai Airport. It was 33 degrees Celsius and destined to be in the 30s throughout my stay. My first impressions were how slick and well-ran things were. I used the automated passport control machines and was through in no time at all. I got my bag. Everything was very well signposted. I purchased a Singapore tourist pass within 2 minutes using an automated kiosk. It cost me 29 Singapore dollars. Now I'm set for unlimited MRT and public transport rides for my entire trip. The MRT, or metro system, or underground, was fantastic. Extremely clear, it's spacious, air-conditioned, and clean. I felt safe using it. Everything is given in English, Mandarin and Malay, and you get multiple verbal and visual announcements. Really, really slick. The government invests heavily in public transport in Singapore. There are walking and cycling routes. The amount of new cars is tightly controlled, and Singapore uses an ERP system for congestion charging. And a word for the airport: wow. Now, I'd done my research, I know what's there, so I made the effort to go exploring. I saw Canopy Park, but I didn't feel like going in. But I absolutely love seeing the rain vortex, the world's largest indoor waterfall in the Jewel. It's a great place to relax and decompress. And as an added bonus, there are lovely installations of jewel blooms, decorative giant flowers to enjoy too. This little blighter is the rain vortex within the Jewel at Changi Airport. This is the world's largest indoor waterfall, and it's amazing here. Changi Airport has got so much to see and do that even Singaporeans may take a little staycation and just take their families to the airport. Relax, do some shopping, do some activities. I can absolutely see the appeal. I could have stayed for hours, but I needed to get to my hotel downtown, which was a 45-minute metro journey. So more to follow on the airport later. My plans for my first evening went slightly awry when I learned that the Spectra evening show, which can be seen from the Marina Bay Sands Sky Park observation deck, is only open for Go Pass holders between 10 to 4 p.m. So that meant it would need to be added to my jam-packed Friday. I'd now got at least 5 attractions I definitely wanted to see on Friday. I got to relax on my first night, recover from approximately 20 hours of travelling and carting 2 backpacks round, because I'll be away for a month but only in Singapore for a couple of days, and refresh and make a solid plan for the upcoming day. The next day was packed and planned down to the last detail to maximise my time. I caught the MRT to Suntec City to catch the first hop-on, hop-off bus of the day, my first prepaid as part of my Go Pass. Let's tick them off. Remember, I've paid for 7. I toured around on the Red Heritage Line first, allowing me a great sense of the varied architecture. Singapore has an eclectic mix of traditional buildings and religious buildings, and towering skyscrapers and monuments like the Helix Bridge. Whilst the MRT is great, it's also great to be above ground. I saw Chinatown, Little India, the Muslim area with the Sultan Mosque, and many more, all with the helpful and informative audio commentary available in multiple languages. But an important stop of the day was number 15, Old Customs House, for me to hunt down one of the famous hawker markets that's been a market since 1890, Lau Pa Sat, in the central business district. After a delicious breakfast of tea and kaya toast, I spent a little time enjoying the Bay Area before once again jumping on the bus. Then I switched onto the Yellow City Tour line to see the major attractions, or another way of thinking is that it reduces the amount of walking between them. First is the Singapore Flyer. I jumped off at Marina Bay Sands to be transported 56 stories almost into the clouds on the Sky Park observation deck at Marina Bay Sands for incredible views. There's even a rooftop bar up there. It's my Go Pass prepaid attraction number 2. I jumped back on and just as quickly off the bus at the next stop, Gardens by the Bay, where I explored Cloud Forest and the Flower Dome, both included on one Go Pass, so that's number 3. I saw the Orchids of Angkor Wat installation, the amazing 4D hidden forest, and even some carnivorous plants in Cloud Forest. Then in the Flower Dome there was a temporary installation of impressions of Monet whilst there, and some amazing virtual rainforest experiences. Then it's through to the Super Tree Grove. A personal triumph to see these. I've been so excited. To find floral fantasy and a lovely place for some mindful moments amongst the blooms. This is number 4 of my prepaid Go Pass, and even some poison dart frogs have made an appearance here. I wander through Marina Bay Sands, one of the most expensive hotels in the world. The most expensive suite costs 17,000 Singapore dollars a night, roughly £9,000 sterling, and I rejoin the bus. And this time I'm riding it almost to the end, seeing sights along the way such as the famous Merlion in the Bay Area and many large hotels and shopping complexes. It's been a whirlwind, but now it's time for a world-famous Singapore sling at the Long Bar in Raffles Hotel. This is number 5 of my prepaid Go Pass attractions. And with the discounts, I worked out this is essentially free. So having the Go Pass saved me 39 Singapore dollars, or about £20, but would be even more money saved on one of the more expensive attractions if chosen. And my drink tastes even better when it's free. My feet are tired, but I'm really close to the Bay Area and I didn't get to be as close to the Merlion as I'd hoped, and I haven't flown 5,000 miles for regrets. So I dig deep and cut through the Memorial Cemetery to meander around the Bay Area and take my Merlion photos. Now I'm definitely flagging, so I start making my way back, this time jumping on the MRT. I'm ravenous, so I look around and to my delight find a small hawker market opposite my hotel, where I enjoy a delicious plate of stir-fried shredded pork, vegetables and rice, and some grape Fanta. It's worth noting that I never ate any meal costing more than $10 or £5 throughout my entire trip. There's tons of nice restaurants, and if you want Michelin stars and fine dining, then you won't be disappointed. But that's not what I prefer. The next day, I'm up early and riding the MRT and trying out the buses as I head way out to the Mandai Wildlife Reserve. It's 1.5 hours travel time to visit Singapore Zoo and River Wonders, attractions 6 and 7 on my prepaid Go Pass. The buses in Singapore are brilliant. The stops are clearly pre-advertised so you know when to get off. And my tourist pass works on the buses too. It's also worth noting I didn't pay for any additional transport at all on my trip, and I made several separate MRT and bus journeys. Both places were brilliant and I had a great time. Highlights at the zoo include otters, primates including orangutan, kangaroo, rhino, giraffe, lions, zebra and reptiles. Lots of giant and teeny creatures found at river wonders. Catfish, otters, you can see horseshoe crab, stingrays, and the famous manatees. I think my favourite animal is the red panda, but a great highlight was seeing the great pandas for the first time at River Wonders.
I'm here at Singapore's River Wonders, part of the Mandai Wildlife Reserve. Absolutely amazing here. Highlight of the day's got to be seeing the red panda and the giant panda. But me, I'm happy with an otter. Give it a whirl. It's a great place to come to. Bye then.
I saw some wonderful sights and decided to tuck into some delicious chi chong fun with dim sum at the Anuka restaurant at the zoo, before jumping on the free Mandai shuttle to take me to the nearest MRT station. Note that the shuttle is not free to go to the reserve, only return. And I returned back to get a few hours sleep before a very odd evening. I venture again into the ABC 380 hawker market to gorge on a yummy bowl of crispy pork, vegetables, wontons and washed down with a refreshing glass of lychee lemonade. I'd situated myself close to Jalan Bazaar and I am surrounded by good eateries, so I really am spoiled for choice. I know that if I stayed in Singapore another day, I would just spend the entire day wandering round and eating. After packing up, I say goodbye to downtown Singapore and I make my way back to the airport late at night as I have an early flight, and it's worth noting public transport doesn't seem to run between midnight and 5:30 a.m, which is too late for me. So I've decided to spend the day at the airport after resting for part of the day in my clean and comfortable hotel room. But if you think that means the Singapore adventure is over, then think again. That's not how I roll. Stay tuned. Some airlines in Changi offer the ability for really early check-in up to 24 hours and some up to 48 hours before your flight. So the very first thing I do after rocking up at the airport is print my boarding pass and drop my luggage. Now I'm free to explore. My research pre-trip also included this airport, so I return again to see the rain vortex, only to discover to my dismay it gets turned off after 10 p.m. However, it's still a lovely area with some lights, and here's a reminder of what it did look like during the day. I wander around discovering an amazing art installation called Kinetic Rain, which I could have watched for hours. I found out the hard way that certain attractions I wanted to visit cannot be accessed landside or public side. However, no matter, I go through security and end up in transit or departures or airside, meaning I'm once again free to explore. Despite the protests from my poor feet, I once again catch the SkyTrain to Terminal 3 and walk to see the butterfly garden. After an initial small disappointment about only a few critters, all was forgiven when I saw the emergement cage with the pupae in different stages and many different butterfly types there. I also caught sight of a lovely one on my way out. I made my way back to Terminal 2 to see the sunflower garden. It probably looks better in the day, but it's nice all the same. Terminal 2 also has some other lovely features that I find appealing. There's Dreamscape and the Enchanted Gardens, where you can relax amongst foliage and water features.
I'm here at Terminal 2, airside, so in transit or departures, in Singapore's Changi Airport. And I've had a good look around, and I've now made it to the Enchanted Garden. So let's go and have a look around. Just when you think you've discovered everything that Singapore Changi Airport has to offer, you stumble across the cactus garden. Yep, this airport is definitely the gift that keeps on giving.
After all this walking, it's now time for me to try to get a bit more sleep if I can, in one of the free snooze lounges or relaxation areas in Terminal 2. I make sure to keep my stuff on me and in my hands all the time though. I think this airport is genuinely incredible. Anything I could want or imagine is here. So that's my whistle-stop tour of Singapore. Thanks for watching.